Mind yourself. Now, mind yourself was an expression I often heard my mother say to us when we were children, and indeed as grown-ups too, mind yourself. So it is out of our minds anyway that we take care of ourselves. And indeed, our mind can be our great help or a great hindrance, depending upon what's going on in there. So,
have you started before we started?
I have, but I'm going to allow you to do a treatment now before I start it.
Yes. Yeah, she must be raring to go. All right, we're going to call.
My watch said it was 11.
We're going to call you up in a moment, so go relax. We got a couple things. Thank you so much, Dr. Moira. That was the intro. That was the intro. Good morning. Welcome to the Wednesday morning inspirational service at the Redondo Beach Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome to all of you who are online. I'm Reverend Gregory Toole. It's so good to be here this morning. I'm so excited to hear Dr. Moira's talk today. I'm sorry I missed the intro, though. I missed the intro. Let's go within for prayer here. Let's just know what we know, that God is all there is, that there's just one life, one power, one presence, one infinite knower, one infinite doer, one infinite beingness, one infinite presence of love, of wholeness, of harmony. And that one is the very life that expresses as each one of us. It is the very life of our life. We are divine expressions of that one. And so we partake of and are the essence of the truth of that one. We are whole, perfect, complete in every way. And it is in this awareness of our oneness with the infinite and as the infinite that I speak my word this morning, declare and know this service is so perfect. Everyone hears, receives, gives exactly what is in alignment with the highest and the best. And so I know that something really great is unfolding here this morning. It is us. It is our speaker, Dr. Moira. It is our musician, Carla Dominguez. All kinds of good unfolding here. And so I bless this service. I give thanks for it. I let it be. And so it is. Guess what we have next? We got a few announcements because there's always something really good going on at the Center for Spiritual Living, Redondo Beach, and we don't want you to miss any bit of it. All right. So first, take care of business here. Let's all silence our phones so that way we won't get interrupted by any outside sounds. Today, after the service here today, is our labyrinth walk. So you can go over to Richelieu Hall, take your time, or go fast, slow, and walk the labyrinth, a great meditative experience. So that'll be available to you after the service today. This coming Saturday at 10 a.m., Sarah Curavilla will be doing her sound bath. Fabulous experience. Sound is so healing, and she is so skilled. She's trained in India to do these sound baths. So treat yourself to something quite extraordinary this coming Saturday. This coming Sunday, we'll have an informative presentation on human trafficking by local nonprofit organization Restoration Diversion Services. That'll be after service this coming Sunday, the 11th. Los Angeles County, unfortunately, tragically, has the distinction of being one of the nation's capitals of human trafficking. However, we're going to hear a presentation called From Tragedy to Hope, a local response to sex trafficking. And this organization is doing some amazing work to help women, a lot of times girls, unfortunately, to get out of the trafficking. So we're going to hear the good work that they are doing. We're going to hear how we can support them. And of course, we know we can support them with our prayer. So there's no cost for that. Come join us after service this Sunday for that informative presentation. Women's Circle will be meeting this Sunday at 12:30 over in the teen room. Next Wednesday, a week from today, at 6 p.m. will be Ecstatic Dance. Ecstatic Dance, next Wednesday, 6 p.m. And then it's coming up now. It seems so far away when we first started announcing it, but really it's just 2 Saturdays. Like this, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday will be psychic medium Bill Phillips. He'll be right here. He is a great presenter, teacher, medium. So he'll be doing things right here where he'll listen in and know that, oh, someone on the other side has a message for someone, and he'll bring that forward. I've seen him before. He's very skilled, and he's also very entertaining. So it will also be a very fun time as well. So that will be Saturday, January 17th, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. right here in the sanctuary. Get your tickets because they are selling fast. Our office will be closed for Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday, January 19th. So don't come by that day. We won't be here. Let's see. My class, Conscious Loving. Oh, I'm so excited that that's coming up. Will be Saturdays. It'll be 6 Saturdays starting February 7th at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Be there or be square. It's not just, by the way, it's not just about intimate relationships. It's also about all of our relationships. How do we really be conscious as humanity? How do we really be conscious with each other in our relationships? Really exciting stuff, really leading edge stuff around how we relate to each other on the planet. Flyers for all this stuff you can find on the activity table in the lobby. You can also see our weekly e-newsletter and Spirit Speaks magazine. So you cannot not be informed because there's so many ways to be informed. And then finally, a big thank you to all of our wonderful volunteers. We appreciate all of you so much. Give the volunteers a hand. Our speaker today, as you already know, is Dr. Moira Foxe. But before we bring up Dr. Moira for her amazing talk, we're going to have a song from our beloved singer, Carla Dominguez. Come on up, Carla.
I need this too. Good morning. Thank you for letting me share my gift of today. Here I stand, my life in my hand. The gift of today beckons to me. It's up to me what it will be. Will I brighten the day of a stranger? Can I sing through my own clouds and rain? Can I stay on this track and only look back to cherish the memories we've made? That's the gift. That's the gift I've been given today. From the day of my birth, with this time here on earth, the gift of today opens to me. When I look inside, I realize I can brighten the day of a stranger. I can sing through my own clouds and rain. I can stay on this track and only look back to cherish the memories we've made. That's the gift. That's the gift I've been given today. Too many tomorrows will hold their own sorrows, leaving us feeling heavy with pain, as we honor with tears losing loved ones so dear. Let's embrace the gift of today, while we can brighten the day of a stranger. We can sing through our own clouds and rain. We can stay on this track and only look back to cherish the memories we've made. That's the gift. That's the gift we've been given today.
What a wonderful song. Thank you, Carla. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Okay, then. Mind yourself. That's something my mother used to say to us a lot when we'd leave. Mind yourself. 2 words, mind yourself. So it's out of mind that we take care of ourselves, or not, as the case may be, but we can use our minds to mind ourselves. And so some questions. Do you wish to, or, who do you wish to be in this new year? Have you made up your mind yet, or are you still thinking about it? How do you want to be as you go through it? How do you want to be? How does the who you are want to be as we go through this new year? So what do you need to let go of in order to be who you want to be in this new year? And what do you want to welcome in to be who you are as you go through this new year? They're good questions because they help us to see whether or not we're taking care of ourselves. And it's important for each one of us to know who we are. So, what do we need to add to our lives in order to take care of ourselves? And what do we need to let go from our lives in order to take care of ourselves? Who do you want to be at the end of this year? And who do you want to be going through the year? How do you want to show up? And are you really connected with yourself enough to be able to answer these questions? Mind yourself. I heard that a lot when I was a child. When we'd go out the door, my mother would say, "Now mind yourself." But I understand that phrase now much more deeply than I did then. Because it is out of our minds that we either mind ourselves or we don't. And the self is the essence of us. And why wouldn't we want to mind ourselves? The great self of the self that is within us. Mind yourself. So, what do you want this year to be like? And at the end of it, who do you wish to be? What kind of a year is this going to be? Same old, same old? Or will you deliberately decide certain changes are to be made and then get into the endeavor and make the changes if those changes will enhance and enrich your life? Have you noticed anyway, life is always changing, one way or another, whether you decide it or not. But with the mind set on a goal, we empower ourselves to what? to be the very best that we can be of ourselves. Now that's a goal for this year, if anybody wishes to take it on. It's going to be a challenge, of course. I will be the best of myself this year. Only the best of myself will show up this year. But for that to happen, we need to be in close connection with ourselves and know what's going on with ourselves. So that means that you and I would have to decide to be mindful, much more mindful than we've ever been. Because out of the mind we grow this self of ourselves, and out of the heart too. Now, who doesn't want to be the very best of themselves? That is a big challenge for this year. This year, I will show up as the best of myself, to the best of my ability. And my ability will be strong if I stay closely connected with my source. Every day you and I can send Spirit out before us to prepare the way for a really enriching day. And throughout that day, you and I can lean into that presence whenever things get a little iffy. Lean into the presence and cast the burden upon the power and the presence within and go free of it. If I had $1 for every time I have said that, I would be very wealthy indeed. I cast this, whatever it is, upon the power and the presence within me, and I go free. But then you must go free. You have to let it go. Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will refresh you, the master teacher said. I will refresh you. Come to me. That's no small promise. When you feel labored and burdened, when you feel it's all too much, when you feel like you're getting to the point where you say, oh, what the hey, I'm giving up. Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will refresh you. Cast your burden upon the power and the presence within and go free. These are not just idle words. And the beauty of these words, the beauty of it all is you can test them out. You can test them out. Now, casting the burden means casting the burden. It doesn't mean cast it for 2 minutes and then pick it up again before you even go through the doors. Leave it alone. It doesn't belong to you. Burdens don't belong to you. I have come that you may have life and have it in abundance, and that your joy be complete. There's not a shadow of a burden in there. So those burdens are self-made. They don't come from anywhere except from within ourselves. Drop the rock. Some of us have a whole ton of rocks to drop. So we better be careful where we're dropping them. But I like those little rocks that say drop the rock on them. It's a reminder to stop dragging your concerns around with you everywhere you go. They don't belong where you're going. They don't belong to you in the first place. I have come that you may have life and have it in abundance, and that your joy may be complete. What do we not understand about that? Not to be worried, not to be troubled, not to be laden, burdened, but that you may have life in abundance, and your joy be complete. Now, sometimes we see each other going around and you think it was vinegar running through our veins instead of blood. Where's the joy complete in that? And nobody wants our vinegar anyway. They want our joy. I know it's a challenge at times. But remember, a challenge is simply a challenge. So it takes the mind along with the heart to help us to move through our challenges. And to wake up and remember the teaching. I have come that you may have life and have it in abundance, and that your joy may be complete. There's not one word in there that we don't understand. So the next time we all feel like dragging our sorry derrieres around with us, let us remember that. I'm not here for that. I can open my life up, my mind and my heart up in such a way that I can enjoy abundance and have continuous joy. That's not a false assumption. That's the truth that can set us free. So the question is, what are you dragging around? Are you dragging around your sad, sorry self? Or have you decided in this new year to be that amazing sense of Spirit knowing itself as abundance and joy? Because that Christ that stated those words are within you, they're within me. That Christ is within me, it's within you. So lean into it every time you feel a little disgruntled about anything, and let it go. Let it melt in the awareness of knowing that the presence of Spirit, of Jesus, of the Father is within me. And I can cast any burden upon it and go free of it. But we are so used to being burdened that we have become attached to those burdens. And those words don't deeply register anymore. I have come that you may have life and have it in abundance, that your joy may be complete. If only we could believe that deeply. If only we could embrace that strongly. If only we could live by that promise, we'd be living in a whole different world. And our lives would be very different. Only believe, all things are possible, only believe. Only believe. Like the man who came to Jesus for healing. And Jesus healed the man, and he said to the man, now go your way, your faith has made you whole. His belief had made him whole. Only believe, only believe, only believe. All things are possible. We hear this all the time. Where are we when we're listening? What's going on in us when we're listening? Are we taking those in, those words? Are we making those words our own? Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will refresh you. I will refresh you, are the words of the master teacher, Jesus. So if you want to cast your burdens, there's no better place than casting those burdens within the Christ within you. Now, I know it's easier said than done. I do. But I also know it's doable. How do I know it's doable? Because I have done it in my lifetime, at certain stages of my life. If only we could believe it thoroughly and live in that awareness, there would never be a bother on any one of us. Drop the rock, as it says on those little rocks you can actually buy. Imagine buying a rock. Drop the rock. Drop the problem. Drop the trouble. Drop the concern into the power and into the presence that lives and moves and has its being within you. I am with you, as I have always been, and I shall always be with you, is the statement of the Master Christed One. I am with you. So remember that the next time you feel alone. You're not. I am with you, as I have always been, and I shall always be with you. When God makes a promise, God keeps the promise. So lift up your hearts. Lift up your spirit. Be in awe of the fact that you are a tabernacle. And a tabernacle houses the presence of God. And that presence is within you, if we are to believe the words of the Master Teacher Jesus, and why wouldn't we? And the words of Scripture, I'll say them again, I am with you, as I have always been, and I shall always be with you. There's no getting away from God. In your darkest hour, there's no getting away from God. And when God enters in, God remains. God stays. God is not like us, like the in and out thing. As long as we're pleasing each other, that's good. But as soon as we stop pleasing each other, we're out the door. What God enters into, God remains. That's why you can lean into that powerful presence that's within you, around you, about you, above you, and below you. And cast whatever burden is burdening you upon that power, and let it be diminished, if you believe. Only believe, only believe. All things are possible, only believe. Have we heard that before? So the question today is, what are you believing? What are you believing? Now, if you have a challenge in your life, I'm asking you, what are you believing around that? Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you refreshment. Now, are we not believing too? You see, what concerns us at times is what we believe and what we don't believe. And unfortunately, the things we ought not to believe, we believe, but the things that we can believe, we don't believe. Go figure. We have no depth of understanding how powerful each one of us is if we're connected with the power that is within us. No idea. I have come that you may have life and have it in abundance, that your joy may be complete. Come to me and be saved. Cast your burden upon me and go free. So what is it going to be for this new year? What are you taking into this new year? Is there any old rubbish and garbage you've dragged into it? Because if you have, drop the rock. Let it go. Let it go. Make a new decision. Do you want to be new? That's what the little duckling asked itself in the little poem. I want to be new, said the duckling. Aha, said the wise old owl, while the guinea pig cluttered off, chuckling to tell all the rest of the fowl. I want to be new. Now that ought to be something you and I want every single day of our lives as soon as we open our eyes into a new day. I want to be new, brand new today. I want to leave all the junk out of today. I want to go forward, new, open, receptive to the good that's there for me and I'm supposed to have. You are far more powerful than you think because of what dwells within you. And we're well able to demonstrate our powerfulness on the negative side of life. Have you noticed that? Now, what we need to do is to make up our minds this year to think aright, feel aright, do aright, and be our rightful selves. Be all that we're created to be, the offspring of God, empowered by that presence of God. And lean into the presence when we feel challenged in any way. And cast the burden upon that presence within us when that happens. And go free of it. God knows we all want to feel free, liberated, certainly worry-free. Well, that's in our own hands and in our own hearts. To think that God would create us and put us in a world where we haven't got a chance of being the best of ourselves is to think the impossible. So we're not here alone. We never have been. We have that presence within us. We are empowered. And now we have to take ourselves and go as empowered people and empower everybody and everything around us and be our godly selves. See, if we're over-identifying with the humanity of ourselves, we're missing out. We also need to identify with the godliness of ourselves. And then as the more we do that, the more we show up as the godliness of ourselves. I have come that you may have life and have it in abundance, that your joy be complete. Why wouldn't God wish that for God's creation, God's own children? Think how a good parent loves their child. Then think of how God, all love, must think of each and every one of us with unconditional love. Now, if each one of us could get to the point where we could love ourselves unconditionally, we would have no trouble knowing that God loves us unconditionally. And if we could start with ourselves and love ourselves unconditionally, we could move that out and begin to love each other unconditionally. But listen to the berating that goes on in your own mind at times. Our God is a God of life, a God of light, a God of love, a God of peace, a God of beauty, a God of power, and is unconditionally loving always. Now that's something to celebrate. The question I'm going to ask you today is, how do you love yourself? And it's a serious question. How do you love yourself? And it is written in Shakespeare, he loved not wisely, but too well. Do you love yourself wisely? How are you going to show up as yourself every day of this new year? Who will wake up in the morning by means of you and go out the door by means of you? Who will that person be thinking and feeling and being in the day? The choice is ours. Is it going to be the best of ourselves? Because we deserve that. Each one of us deserves to be the very best of ourselves. And the world deserves us being the best of ourselves. And the only way to be the best of yourself is to acknowledge the great self who created you in your life and taking care of you in your life and being a very real presence in your life. The God I am. Look in the mirror sometimes and say, the God I am. You'll be amazed at times. You'll be amazed. And I'm getting the light now, and that means close your lips now. People need to get on with the rest of the day. But before we do, say with me right now, this is what I know. I am God's offspring. God takes care of me. like the very best parent I could imagine. I and God are one. It is stated in the scriptures. Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will refresh you. My yoke is easy, my burden is light. I am your God, and I love you. This is the truth, and so it is. And so it is. Into the new year knowing it.
That was Dr. Moira Foxe. Thank you, Dr. Moira. Another fabulous talk. Thank you so much. All right, so we've reached our time of conscious giving, and we have many different ways you can give to the community. You can text to give at 424-379-3733. You can go to our website, redondocsl.org/donate. You can also use the QR code and, of course, cash and checks. And those of you online, we welcome your gifts as well, and many of you give very generously. So thank you. Thank you to all of you who give so generously to keep this community going and thriving, not just going, but thriving as we are. So thank you, and let us hold our gift in our hand or our hands to our heart as we say our affirmation together. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper all those who give and all those who receive. I rejoice in the sharing of my good, and I release my gift with love. And so it is. Yes. And thank you, Zandy, for being our usher today. Yes. And now we're going to have some music from Carla.
Next song's about being grateful. I'm like so grateful right now. I'm feeling it. All right. Get up every morning with the sun on my face. No illusions, no clouds, no obstacles stand in my way. I'm just so thankful to be alive this moment, this day. There is no way I can lose when I decide to choose to live my best life gratefully. I will be grateful until the sun and stars don't shine. I will be grateful as an example to mankind. I will be grateful. I don't think anyone will mind if I live my best life gratefully. Every morning I wake up with the sun on my face. I find my focus, I set my course, and I run this human race. I'm determined that I will either win or place. There is no way I can lose when I decide to choose to live my best life gratefully. I will be grateful until the sun and stars don't shine. I will be grateful as an example for mankind. the sun and stars don't shine, I will be grateful. As an example for mankind, I will be grateful. I don't think anyone will mind if I live my best life gratefully. If I live my best life, if I live my best life, if I live my best life gratefully.
Thank you, Carla Dominguez. Let's give her some more love. That was beautiful. And look at her outfit. Wow. How about this outfit she's got on here? Wow. Beautiful. Well, Dr. Moira, you want to answer a few questions? See if there's a few questions for you out there after giving that amazing talk. Anyone have some questions for Dr.
We
Moira?
actually have some questions from online.
Okay.
Greg McLeod had 2 questions. The first one, if you're comfortable with it, he wanted to know a little bit more about what you went through and your recovery and how you stayed positive. And he's very happy that you're back and watching you live today.
Well, one is always in a state of recovery, and I will attribute any good in my life to the presence and the power and the infinite spirit of God in my life. And so whenever I have a challenge, I'm always going to lean into spirit and cast the burden upon the power and the presence within me so that I can go free of it. And so it has to do with that close connection with Source, really, and absolute faith in it, you know. That's what helps me get through stuff. The belief and the faith in understanding that, you know, God's will for us always is for good and only for good.
Thank you. He has his second question is, hold on just a second here. His mother has been bedridden since 2019 and is unable to walk after a stroke. So he would like some guidance on keeping his positive thinking when things have persisted for so long.
Well, to remember that we are not the body. His mother is herself in that body. She's as real as ever she was. And so just keep focusing on his mother as that wonderful, amazing, infinite creation of spirit, and keep seeing her at peace, and keep seeing her as one who is absolutely ready when the time is ripe, ready to cast off the burden of a body and be reunited with her Source. But to see her as very much alive because she is. And see beyond the body. She may well indeed be perfectly at peace. And just keep knowing for her that perfect peace that passes all understanding within her. That the peace of God is within her. And just be with her in her journey as she moves through this experience in her life. And to think of her as his mom when she was wonderfully well, and know that she is still that spirit. She's still that person. And she's in a state of transition, it seems. And so just to be confident with her in her journey at the moment, confident that the best for her is yet to be. The best is always yet to be. And just keep loving up on her.
All right, any questions in the room here? Vincent's got the microphone. There's someone behind you there.
Yes. How do you know when you have actually dropped the rock? You know, the burden, you know, you're going around and this burden is really there, and your mind is telling you that this is something that you need to do. But give me some idea of how do you know?
Well, when you drop the rock, your mind is no longer busy around the idea that the rock represented. You stop thinking about it. You just, and every time you go to that familiar place of thinking about it, you just say, no, I've let that go. I've cast that burden upon the power and the presence within me, and I'm going absolutely free of it, and I'm not taking it back up again. And how do you know? You know when peace comes to you. That's when you know, when peace comes to you. And peace never leaves you, actually. It just gets covered up with all the muddy thinking and feelings that we have. But when all of that clears, it shines forth again. So you just have to, be like a parrot. I cast this burden upon the power and the presence within me, and I go free of it. Until you really do. It's persistence more than anything else, like persistence in any aspect of life. You have to persist, persist, persist. People say, well, I did treat, but it didn't work. Well, you can't just treat once and expect, whatever. If you're treating, you need to keep the energy of that treatment in your mind and heart all the time until you get the result you desire. So you just keep knowing the truth, until you begin to feel the truth and feel the truth. And when you know and feel the truth, you are set free. And it's practice, really. It really is practice. And persistence. And you must watch your mind, because your mind can play all kinds of tricks on you. Keep your mind on your good. We're told to take your mind off your problem and put your mind on your good. But we have a habit of falling back into the problem. Act as though it is so, and it will be. Does that help? Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
Hi, Dr. Moira.
Hello, dear.
Thank you for the beautiful sermon, as always. What do you do if you believe something is possible and someone else doesn't? They're in fear mode, and I'll give an example. So the saga with the dog continues. Right now, she's being kenneled, and we found a wonderful foster mom up in Northern California. Wonderful. I know this woman. I used to walk my dog with her dogs. But the owner is afraid of letting the dog out of the area. So the dog's sitting in a cage in a dark kennel. How do I convince him that it's okay to let go of that control, that the dog will be happier up in Northern California? Thank you.
I think to keep treating for the dog's best home, You can't force an issue, and you can't treat in a way to manipulate. You can't manipulate anybody else. So I would just keep treating for the dog's perfect home. And just bless the man. Just bless the man. Because the dog is your client, not the man. And as I say, if you keep just knowing the best and the highest good for the dog, and not thinking in terms of resentment about the man, thinking only at the highest and the best for the man, who knows, it could happen, you know. But we always have to be kind in our prayers, and we always have to be intuitively led by Spirit in our prayer. And I don't think anybody could pray and not feel what is right and what is not so right. That's the way at least prayer works for me, you know. So when you have everybody's good in mind, and pray for the man that he be at peace and allow the dog to be at peace. Yeah. Prayer. Yes, that's troublesome, I know, especially for people who really love animals. But, you know, it's in God's hands, and you have to trust it's in God's hands. And when we're sincere in our prayer work, I mean, miracles do happen. See it all the time. It's wonderful that we have that awareness that we can rely on and fall into and fall back on, you know? So keep seeing the dog as a happy dog.
Yeah, the man loves the dog.
Yeah,
He just wants a foster home around here, and I understand that.
yeah.
But sometimes you have to just let go and trust God.
Well, it's not up to us to know what he has to do. It's up to us to know what we can do for the situation. And then trust that Spirit will do what Spirit knows very well how to do. You know, so you can treat for the man, and you can also treat for the dog. Yeah, we can treat for anything. A mouse, a dog, a cow, you know, a horse, anything. Yeah. We're the next unfoldment from those wonderful people who had country cures, and everybody would take their animals to have a cure and all of that. There's always been curing going on in one form or another. Well, we're way ahead of that. Yeah. And feel good yourself about the dog and about your prayer as you're doing it. No, God knows the answer. God always knows the answer. Whether it be for an animal or for a person. It all boils down to trust. Trust. Trust God when to trust God is the last and only thing to do. Trust God when to trust God. That's when you're at the pin of your collar, you know? Trust, trust, trust. It's that faith that pulls us up by the bootstrings. You know, so some things are not easy, I know that. But if we're persistent, and we can be persistent, it works out in the end.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Let's hear it again for Dr. Moira Foxe here. Awesome wisdom, awesome wisdom. We could even pray for a fly, right?
Yes, to leave your house. Bag and baggage.
Pray for that fly to have the best home.
Or a mouse.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Moira.
In safety, of course, always. Yes. Well, see you all next time, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.